Alright, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Fish FX Akitunde. Alright, so quick one. Today we'll be discussing about fundamental analysis. I will take you through each step for you to be able to know what to do whenever you hear maybe a sudden news, a war, or a crisis, pandemic, anything that happens to a particular pair that you are trading. So how do you be able to, what's the expectation on it? For example, concerning this war that is currently going on between Iran, Israel and USA. So what is your own view, and what is your own take concerning the trade? So what you should do? So let's go to the chart and I'll be able to show you how exactly you have to be able to predict the market and it will went your direction. Also also remember to subscribe, drop your comments on the next topic you may be able to expect on concerning forex charts, crypto, or any kind of things concerning forex market in the whole. So remember to subscribe, remember to like, drop your comments, share your views. Still share it, you can save it, share it with your friends. Alright, let's head straight to the chart and let's focus on one single pair, or 3 or 5 is okay. So that's how it is. Alright, so now we have technical analysis and we have fundamental analysis. So technical analysis talk about you analyzing the chart, knowing the trend line, knowing the support, the resistance, where price get to the last time and it move up, and when it come to that same zone it still move back up. So what is your expectation when price come there the third time, which means it's going to still move back up or move back down. So now fundamental analysis help it help you to be able to make, just like, let me say, make quick money. So we have schedule, we have unscheduled. So fundamental analysis talks about news, talk about what happened in the country, what is happening in that particular country that you are trading their pair. Do you understand now? So now you have to understand that there are sometimes that you see a gap. You have to understand this. There are sometimes you see this kind of gap on your chart. You'll be wondering what is happening, what is the meaning of this gap. Do you understand? Now this gap we call it void. Also, you can call it gap, maybe you hear that they call it void. It's the same thing. Void, that is VOID. Do you understand? So it's the same thing. So one thing you just have to understand is that when news happen or so many events take place during the weekend, it's going to affect the closed, the current pairs that have closed, especially, let me say, XAUSD like gold, silver, currency pairs like GPUSD, GPJPY, and pairs like that. You will just see they will bring out gap and US oil. Now this week, on 23rd, 28th, this last week, Iran and Israel, they have been having some issues, some kind of disputes. Then on Friday, when markets close, Trump and Israel, they fires missile to Iran. You understand? And Iran retaliate back. And you know that one thing you have to understand also, why trading gold, then you now see maybe a news is coming, or maybe a war or something. All investors, they see gold as what? As safe haven. You understand? They see gold as what? As safe haven. So they will go and put their money on gold. Do you understand? Like, for example, when you know that something is going to happen, when you know that okay, there is going to be pandemic, maybe there's going to be stay at home in 2027 in Nigeria, what will you do? You will buy dollar. Do you understand? You do what? You buy dollar, because it's going to affect the economy of what? Of the country. So it's going to make naira to be weak. Let me re-explain again. Fundamental analysis talked about news. It talked about what is happening in the country. You understand? It talked about the current situation of what? Of the country, what the economy is facing. For example, let me say we have a lot of way that you can be able to trade news, which is what where there is a one we call Fed. Fed, Fed like this. So Fed is a Federal Reserve System. So now these are the kind they are the body, you know, that deals with rates, cutting, and a lot blah blah. You can Google search much on them because there is not much time to be able to expatiate more about that. So now, but what Fed do? For example, when you hear that they have meeting, how do you know? Go to your forex factory. Now you go to what? To your forex factory. Let me take you there. All right, let's go. So you go direct to let me edit it so that you can be able to come back to normal level that you used to. So just go to your I'm coming. So now you go to your Chrome or your Safari if you are using iPhone or you are using system. So now what you do is simple. Search forexfactory.com. So this site is where you can be able to see news. You see Monday, March 2. You can once you notice that the time is not correct with your time, with your current time, just click here and edit the time. Change this time zone to what? GMT +1 West Central Africa. So then click save settings. So then you see there are a lot of kind of news. These yellow logos here that you are seeing talks about what? Talk about that all these things that are going to come out, they will have low impact, which means they will not affect all this currency you are seeing. You see this AUD, which is you now see the logo yellow in the front. MI inflation what? George. So once you click here, you can be able to see the notification. You can set notification that when this news is coming, I should be able to get alert. And you can click here to see more what? To see more information about the news. So if you go to your forex factory like this, you see what is the measures of that news. It's a change in price of goods and services. What is the meaning? The meaning of that news is a change in price of what? Of goods and services purchased by the consumers. You understand? Though this is a kind of news that it doesn't have effect. So whether it comes out, it doesn't have effect. Then this second news that you're seeing on euro, this one, euro now. This news, if you click it like this, you see that there is no data. Any news that you see that there is no data, that news is called what? Speech. It's a speech. So which means it's either you trade it or just avoid it. How can you trade them? Just maybe follow their TV channel or CNN, some kind of channel that do take all this kind of news, so you can be able to follow it up on YouTube or something. So when they mention, let me say this news is only going to affect euro. So once they mention like let me say USD now, I trade gold, so XAUSD. So once they mention like let me say Fed rate now, Fed they mention that okay, we are going to cut rate. Once they say they are going to what? Cut rate, it's going to make USD to be weak. Understand? USD will start pulling up because people will be able to do or to like how can I say? People will be able to have access to purchase more things. You know, when there is interest, when there is high interest rates, when there is high interest rate, you will not be able to purchase what you're supposed to purchase. You want to buy a bicycle worth of $300 now. You want to purchase a bicycle worth of $300 now, and you are getting paid only $350. Can you do that? You will not be able to do that because now $50. Can you manage $50 throughout a month? You not. You pay water bill, you pay bill, pay the rest. So that is why you have to what? You have to you have to be able to consider it because there is high what interest rate. You will not be able to borrow money also. When there is high interest rate, you will not be able to borrow money and stuff like that. So once you just hear that they said the cut rate or blah blah, then you'll be expecting some spike in what? In the market on the current on that pair. With it is USD or GBP USD, you will just be seeing maybe buying or selling immediately. So, but if it is that is about speech when they are speaking, or they said US economy has been facing maybe some kind of challenge or something, then what do you do? You do. Once you hear that US economy has been facing some challenge, blah blah, by Fed maybe chairman. uh So what do? You just go and buy XAUSD. Why? Because it means USD is what? It's weak. But once you hear that US economy has been appreciating, has been like facing some kind of good, seeing some kind of high profit, you see that they mention good about what? USD. So you continue do on selling. You can sell GPUSD, you can sell XAUSD. So that is how you trade what? Fundamental analysis on Forex Factory. You can see search what they call my FX book. My FX book. So my FX book also bring news. So but this one usually bring news faster than my Forex Factory. So once you just be able to notice, you will see high impact, high abi. So which means that is going to affect like have high effect on the pair. So if you look at the pair in the front, you see USD, abi. So I'm the one that changed these settings to what? I'll teach you guys next week next class how to change settings on your preferred pair. All right. So let's go back to our chart. So all right, guys. Now immediately you just notice that there is war in so country. Once you just notice that there is war in so country, just check the pair of the country, whether it's a pair that you trade, maybe China, maybe Japan. Then you know that you are trading what? You'll be trading JPY. You'll be trading JPY. You trade what? Any pair against JPY. Once you hear that they bump Japan or something, USD JPY, like just search USD JPY, then you do what? You start buying because JPY is going to be weak, and JPY is a kind of pair that has been, weak for long. So because there was a trade we took on JPY this morning, we are still holding it. This is it here, still running profit share. So we are still holding it. So we are still holding this trade. We have two TP. These are TP1. That is why I use horizontal line to mark it, and these are TP2 here. So the total pips we are looking on this is 460 pips, and we are only risking 45 pips our stop loss. Currently is running about 160 pips now. It's running about 160 pips. So that is how the thing is. So make sure you just be able to get this right. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to get good, good and sharp, clean videos that expatiate much about forex idea, about how to trade by yourself at the comfort of your house. You're able to trade from your home. I'm currently at home. I trade. Once I trade, you make your profit, you sleep, you relax, or you go to gym. So there's nobody that doesn't like those kind of lifestyle, that you can be able to get a freedom, not that you are rushing to one work in the morning, in the night. So for example, look at this zone here now. This is a good resistance zone. So all these one are what are rejections that you are seeing below. But due to something here, we'll explain it later in the next video. You'll be not be able to take anything here unless you want to be scalping. Because here there are a lot of what rejection at the top, rejection at the bottom. That is going to make this guy to consolidate. That will make it to consolidate. So in next video, we'll discuss about something big, about something big. So just make sure you stay tuned to this channel, and see you guys. Have a good days ahead.